All right. Hey, everybody, welcome to Comics and Coffee. Starting your day out the nerdy way. A little bit of a different setup here this week, obviously. I'm with Brian Verderosa.
Hello.
And we are on our way up to Boston for Pax East from Hartford. Intersecting right at the time where we usually be doing Comics and Coffee. So I figured let's try and do it from the car. So Brian, like I said, has got this technology bukkake going on.
It's a weird thing.
There's a lot of stuff going on. We got a webcam here. It might move during the show, so I can't promise anything. We got lavalier mics set up into a recording device down here, and then into the computer. So it's recording on this device. So even if we lose you guys on the drive, it'll be recorded for posterity and it'll be out in the podcast form. We're going to talk about the Age of Ultron trailer, but let's get this party going here. And also, we're running the internet right now off of Brian's iPad as a hotspot. So I don't know how good this is coming through. But if you guys are watching, please let us know. Hashtag Talking Java on Twitter so that we can see how we're doing. We also have some questions from people.
But also worry not, because we have the hard copy being stored.
We do.
For posterity later.
We do. So if it sounds horrible, we're sorry. We're going to try and fix that. So the camera already moved. It already started pointing towards me.
It knows the deal.
It knows
what's up.
It knows what's up. So Brian's going to be kind of...
Oh, God.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what...
You guys want to see what a heart looks like? It is a vast wasteland of snow.
So here we go. So we'll apologize for whatever the video is going to do. It's going to be a little bit weird and shaky for this. We had another solution for it, like to make it more stable, but it just didn't work out. It was not wide enough, and it doesn't look great enough. This is going to look awesome. If you're looking for the window for the thing,
I am.
You just go to window up there, and you'll see like you might have to turn the brightness up. We're trying to turn the brightness down so that we can save battery power on the computer, but don't do that stuff. Don't mess with the YouTube thing, because it might stop the stream. So yeah, there we go. Yeah.
There we go. Oh yeah, I'm still kind of there.
Okay.
Still a little bit.
Brian's still kind of here. So the Age of Ultron trailer.
Oh boy.
Debuted Wednesday. It's supposed to be Thursday.
Yeah.
There was a big Twitter push from Marvel to unlock it, and so it unlocked. And yeah, so that's what happened. It ended up going. Yeah.
We're gonna stabilize. Hello. This guy kind of goes like this.
Yeah. So hopefully, if you press, you want to thank you for bearing with us, folks, with these technical difficulties. Sorry, this is probably giving you a motion sickness right now.
Yeah, but the shake that was happening earlier was not gonna be much better.
Yeah. Okay.
I can just kind of snuggle up.
Yeah. Get all close with me.
You know what's going on.
So, Age of Ultron trailer, right? So it dropped on Wednesday. It was a big Twitter push from Marvel. It unlocked. We all got in the corporate mind frame and helped them push their product.
Yeah. I mean, every tweet was like, "Are you serious? I got advertisement. Watching advertisement. Oh, shut up, dude! We're gonna get it in any minute."
Yeah. Nope. I keep taking Brian's coffee. So the trailer dropped. We had two already. The first of which obviously was a big deal, and I felt like the second one was not so big of a deal, just because it was a lot of the same footage.
And it also kind of came out, maybe like a month or a month and a half after.
Yeah.
It not enough time had elapsed to really have that eventness of the trailer.
Absolutely. So it came out a lot of the same footage. I don't think it is big. It didn't impress me as much as the first one did. And as I've gotten older, I've become more in the mind of wanting to know less about movies as they come out. And Avengers is only 2 months away, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
That's kind of snuck up on me.
7 weeks, Bobby. 7 weeks.
7 weeks away. So it's 7 weeks away, and I was like, well, you know what? I don't know if I really need to watch it. Blah blah blah, whatever. And then, of course, it happened. It broke, and I watched it immediately. I don't know what the speed limit here is. A cop behind us.
It's gonna be 65.
Okay, so I was good. Welcome to the real life of driving and talking about shit. So this guy's like, what the hell are they doing when he passes by? So the Avengers trailer dropped, and I was definitely excited about it, but I wasn't sure if I was really going to get into it and watch it. And then once it dropped, I watched it like the millisecond that it came out.
Well, I was at work and I kept refreshing, the Twitter page. I go 94% unlocked, 97% unlocked. And I love the the tweet that the Avengers Twitter gives you, like, you did it.
Yeah.
But it drops. I'm like, okay, here we go. I start the trailer. I get about 1 minute in when Bobby texts me, holy fucking shit. I pause the trailer. I respond to his text. I press play. My phone rings. I press pause. I talk. I hang up. I press play again. Brian, can I see you in my office for a minute? Oh, God damn it. It took me like 7 minutes to watch a 2-minute thing. And I'm like, no, the world is seeing this and I'm not right now. But oh my God. That 1 minute mark with the you call it what, the comic book cover?
Yeah, the comic book cover shot, the hero shot.
Yeah.
When they're all in their pose, going at.
Yeah, the slow mo. Little Hulk in the foreground.
Yeah.
I'd read on a web that said, call me crazy, but I don't feel too good about the chances of those soldiers on the right hand side.
So if we break the trailer's fantastic. Great. It shows a lot of big moments, a lot of things that we've seen before. Different aspect of the Hulk Iron Man fight that we know is coming. I don't know. Brian's leaning way back.
I'm leaning way back, but now I'm in the frame.
It's true.
Dick.
That big fight that's going to happen. Obviously, we saw a little bit different aspects of that. We finally got a little bit of a taste, really, of what Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are going to be doing.
They're up to no good.
They're up to good, which I thought was great, and some hints of Black Widow stuff. Obviously,
getting it on with Bruce Banner.
Yeah, and some other stuff that kind of hit with the trailer. A lot of Chris Evans making like disapproving face at people. So that's always a good thing. But
there's that line that's like, it's such a Joss Whedon line, like, like if we die tonight, I got no plans tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of your favorite moments of the trailer?
I really love that shot of Banner like about to Hulk out with like it's Mark Ruffalo with green eyes. Like you see more of like it being a person that they're just doing a little bit of enhancement to instead of like, oh, this is a CG thing.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Again, the hero shot. I love the Black Widow picking up the shield. On what am I always picking up after you boys? I'm like, it's like Indiana Jones picking up the gun. I'm not as like excited or crazy about the Hulkbuster stuff.
Okay.
Like, I think it looks cool, but knowing that the control, is it Ultron controlling the suit or whatever, that. Benny Love.
And everyone who likes the movies but isn't a fan of the media outside of the movies immediately goes to someone they know who knows the comics, and they go, "What the hell is this thing?" Because they see everybody getting excited about about stuff that's happening, and that happened a lot with the Vision. Like I got like a bunch of. I watched it with one of my coworkers, and he immediately was like, "Who was that?" And then our friend Jeff, who hosts the Man Cave podcast.
Yes.
Lots of questions about the trailer, stuff like that. So I love moments like that.
Who is this Iron Man?
Do we like him?
That's a Jeff thing.
Yeah.
Is he good people?
Yeah. The Vision thing is really cool. When we went into Amazing Spider-Man 2, I remember a lot of conversations beforehand, even before we saw the movie, you and I had them. We had them on the podcast. Everything about how are they fitting in all of this stuff into one movie, and you would think that you would have those same reservations about the Avengers, right? I mean, not only do we have all of the characters, the regular characters that we had in the first movie, you're adding a new villain that is not established in Ultron, so you have to develop that villain. Adding 2 new characters in Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who you need to establish.
Right.
And obviously, you're going to have some sort of arc in the movie, and you're also adding in the Vision.
Yeah.
So. The normal part of my brain would say, well, how are they going to fit this all in? But I have complete faith in Joss Whedon, so I'm assuming that it's going to turn out good, and that he wouldn't be putting this stuff in there if it wasn't working.
I mean, I would start to freak out if, like, mid-April they announced that the running time is, an hour 41. I'd be like, no, you can't do that. If they announced that it was 3 hours 20, I'd be like, all right, game on.
I'm guessing like probably 2:08 or something.
I think it'll be long. Oh, I think we're closer to that 2.5.
Really?
I mean, because the Avengers, I think, is like 2:20.
Is it that long?
2:22.
Okay.
I have the interwebs here. I can find it out.
So there's that stuff. That I'm not really worried about that, but I did think about that in like an academic level about what fits and what doesn't. And so we'll have obviously we'll have to see what happens with that stuff. Who knows what's going to happen there? But what I did love, other than that, was I love that shot where Scarlett Johansson has like the 2 like window stings.
Oh yeah.
And she like kind of like Wolverine claws, puts them out.
2 hours 23.
2 hours 23. Okay, so you're probably right then. Probably around that time. Looks badass, and I love like the Hawkeye like arrow like sheath thing, and then out into the and then James Spader as Ultron just sounds
it's like
fantastic.
It's goosebumps.
Yeah,
like
that line where he says, "They look to the sky and they see hope. I'll take that from them first."
I want to try and do a Spader impression. You can't. You can't do it.
No. You have the thing about Spader. So he's both so completely laid back and so completely intense at the same time. I don't know how he does it.
Well, it's that almost. To use a Quicksilver trope, like, where Spader is, smarter and cooler than everyone in the room, or at least that's the persona that he,
absolutely,
exemplifies. And he doesn't have time for you.
No.
But if you're gonna get any of my words, they're gonna be big ones.
Yes, absolutely. So it's just great to have someone like that voicing that character. So, he's the kind of the perfect actor, I think, to do it because of how imposing and unique his voice is. So I think that character's great. I think that Marvel has had good villains in their movies, but only a few great villains in their movies. And I think that adding Ultron, I think, is going to add another. I mean, I think Ronan was good in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And he's probably one of the more interesting ones. But for me, Guardian, just like the team, is very much about the ensemble of villains in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, oh my God, Karen Gillan, whose name I can't remember right now. Nebula.
Oh, okay. I thought you couldn't remember Karen Gillan's name.
No, I remember Karen Gillan's name. I couldn't remember the character's name. Nebula plus. The first Avengers movie.
Well, yeah. You have Rhodey. Why don't you just call him?
Yeah. I'd be like, because this is. I understand the Solo. I have no problem in the Solo movies, but like the Division, right? Like I know there's a pro Hulk, Iron Man. I don't buy that crap.
Yeah.
But in the team up movie, like I have a guy who has the exact same powers as me. Maybe we could use them in these situations. But yeah, so I thought it was awesome, and I've watched it now like 15 times.
Yeah.
There are some sites with some great breakdowns. Like Slash Film has a really great like shot by shot breakdown of everything. There's that one shot on the highway with Ultron's like on top of the scene where she picks up the shield. Mm-hmm. There's someone in the back of that truck, like some figure.
And there was like a zoom in of it.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
It's not good.
No.
It's gonna be bad news.
Yeah. So, but I'm interested when the switch happens, which it's gonna happen. He hasn't said it, but it's gonna happen. They're gonna come to the side of good eventually, for whatever the big final battle is gonna be. I'm gonna assume. So,
yeah. You said it before we started talking about like I wasn't even crazy about the first trailer. Like I liked it. It's a teaser. That got no strings. I'm done. But
I've got no strings
on me.
No, it's two. It's like we're doing like Gregory Peck.
I wish I could do it. I can't do it. So I was the most excited for a movie I think I've ever been when the Avengers came out.
That's fair.
I was at work and I was just saying Happy Avengers Day to people.
I think Return of the King is the one I've probably been more excited about.
And maybe, but I haven't been like super excited. Like
mm-hmm.
I know the movie's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm going to enjoy it, but this trailer made me like geeky schoolboy. Just there's no amount of times I could watch this trailer and get tired of it.
Right.
And I felt like I watched the other ones like twice or three times. Like, okay, I get it.
Oh, I watched the first one. I don't know how many 20 times.
Okay. But, I mean that's.
I love the first one a lot, but
I said to you last night, like I think that this trailer 3 for Age of Ultron is better than the Avengers trailer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Which leading up to that point, I'm like, it doesn't get better than this.
Yeah. The thing I'm most excited about the movie is that people who are big fans of Joss Whedon know, right, that Joss Whedon is funny. He's got great team dynamics. He can do light stuff really well, and he can do dark stuff well,
mm-hmm.
also. But he also gets really weird sometimes. He has like a weird side to him, and that's not really on show in the Avengers at all. And I think it's going to be on show a little bit more here. So,
give me an example though, like of in his TV work, what would be like getting weird?
Well, I mean, stuff. I mean, obviously there's like the horror angle stuff on Buffy, like the silence stuff. Not the silence. No, that's the Doctor Who villains.
Well, it's Hush.
Hush. The name of the episode is Hush.
The Gentleman?
The Gentleman?
Is that what it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's got some weirdness to it, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You look at stuff, some of the stuff he does in Serenity, like the way he does like internal mind stuff with River.
River.
And I think you're going to see that stuff in Age of Ultron, because there's this whole thing where Scarlet Witch is like kind of controlling them and making them see their fears. And I think we saw hints of that in the first Ultron trailer, right, with the ballerina scene and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see that kind of stuff. And I mean, you look at stuff like Dollhouse, stuff like that, all has like kind of weird aspects to it. And I think you're going to see more of that stuff in this than you saw, because he's playing with more diverse concepts now. Mm-hmm. It's not just a straight alien invasion story. There's something else going on. So, yeah. So why don't we go to Twitter and see if anybody has anything to say about the Ultron trailer?
Yeah.
There's probably some hat messages, but a lot of people probably use the hashtag #TalkingJava, which if you click on it, obviously you can get to all the tweets from it.
Of course. Let's take a peek here. On the Twitter. Yeah.
It's an old Doctor Who cast reference. But yeah, while Brian's going through them, obviously we'll talk much more about comics on the Comic Book Podcast, and Brian isn't really reading comics regularly, but I just want to say that I've read Spider-Woman #5, which I think was fantastic, really great kind of restart for the series. It made it a street level story, really made Jessica feel very interesting, and the art was gorgeous. All new Hawkeye with Jeff Lemire, Ramon Perez, I just thought was astoundingly good. in that astoundingly good. Jeff Lemire's other book, The Descender, I thought was even better.
Jeff Winger.
Jeff Lemire.
Oh, I said Jeff Winger.
No, not Jeff Winger. Jeff Lemire, other book, Descender with Dustin Nguyen. Awesome. It's like it almost feels like if Steven Spielberg had directed what it feels like.
Okay.
There's also some really amazing.
Mike is asking us at Liberal Bastion,
The actual character.
What is just?
If we go by what is happening with Ultron and happened with in general, that's something that's spiritually very close to the original version of the character, but I don't know if it's going to be exact. So we've heard tell of like he's gonna fly. We've seen those pictures, and I believe they're doing something with the phasing thing, like where he can phase through bodies and stuff like that, and phase himself through stuff. When Paul Bettany said interviews where he's talked about it and how like they've come up with a really cool like. Is it still going?
We're still broadcasting.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So we lost it for a second, guys. I don't know what happened.
Sorry about that.
You guys might be on a delay, so it might not even like matter. You might just see us go out.
I'm just gonna keep moving like
so
this.
we lost it for a second. So if you guys see it go out, don't worry, it'll come back. But again, we have the hard copy, so whatever happens, happens. But you were talking about the vision.
Yeah. Just that he's going to look like a MCU Tony Stark creation. Whether it's him or not. If it stems from Ultron, but I'm not expecting to see a cape.
No, but in the pictures, he has a cape.
Does he?
Yeah, you see him on the cover, on the poster in the background. He has the cape.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Yeah.
Scared me. In a trailer this bleak,
we're back, the band's back together, and everything is like, it's going to be dire for them, but they're going to be kind of in it, again.
Yeah.
I think very much Age of Ultron is going to feel Empire Strikes Back-ish. I think at the end of Age of Ultron, the world
shit's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, and the world's gonna be in a state where it's gonna be like, we don't want these people doing this anymore. Like, just it's not. Obviously in the comics, it was the kind of reality show blowing up
Hold on, moment of silence for Speedball.
For Speedball, in Civil War. But I think this is gonna be that moment.
Spoilers, sorry.
Yeah, spoilers for Civil War. And I think that what I think is great about what this is that I think the movie's not going to be as bleak all of the time as it looks in the trailers. There's going to be a lot of humor, and you see a little bit of that right in this trailer. But because Joss Whedon, even at his bleakest, there's still always a lot of humor in stuff that he does.
Well, and that is a direct byproduct of the hope that he manufactures. I don't mean that in that word in a bad way.
Yeah.
But he creates these no-win situations where, Serenity. People are dead.
Yeah.
Like, the Reavers are eating people. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And Kaylee does that bit where she's like, well, I want to live.
Yeah.
Because she's going to finally get to bone
Yeah.
her boy. So, things like that can always come out.
Right. Absolutely. And I think what I love about what they're doing is that that's why it makes sense in the movies to have Tony create Ultron and not Hank Pym, because it will lead him down the road to where he's on the side he's on for Civil War, where he's on the opposite side, where he's on the side of registration because he feels so guilty about what he did. So I like that a lot. I don't think the end of the Age of Ultron is going to be like the end of the Avengers. It's not going to be like, oh, the band is separating, but things are great. It's not going to be like that.
I got this bad guy here. I'm taking him back to Asgard.
Yeah.
See you ladies later.
I think it's definitely going to be a darker ending. I think they'll still be victorious, but I think it's going to be a darker ending. Excuse me. Sorry.
Or Kevin Feige has just been toying with us. None of these Phase 3 movies are happening.
Yeah.
Ultron breaks everyone's neck.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the entire run.
But I do
See you guys later.
what I do like is that the thing I love about Phase 3, the slate of Phase 3 movies, is that except for Cap and Thor, it's new characters for the most part. It's Ant-Man, it's Doctor Strange,
yeah.
It's Black Panther, it's Captain Marvel, it's the Inhumans, all this kind of stuff. And Avengers sprinkled in there, obviously, because they're going to do kind of Avengers between all those movies, but Avengers Infinity War, and a lot of interesting characters, and because they know that there's only so far you can take these characters, and so far these actors are going to stay playing the characters. So they need to be able to introduce new characters who now have another 7 to 8 year life cycle in front of them.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna get weird in 7-8 years when there are no Hemsworth or Evans or
I know.
Yeah.
But what's great about it is that I think that they're gonna in Infinity War, I think is gonna be the last hurrah for all of the main Avengers guys. Yeah. It's definitely gonna be Robert Downey Jr.'s last one, I think. I would assume it's going to be Evans and Hemsworth's last thing. At least I don't think you're ever going to see any more solo movies from them after this. After these movies are done. So I think that after you have 3 Thor movies, 3 Cap movies, I think that's what you're going to get. And then what you're going to see is I think that what they've started to do is set up kind of stuff that's happening in the comics. But I think they're going to start going more in almost a DC way, which they're going to start legacying the characters. Like Bucky will take over as Captain America, or there'll be, some. Yeah,
but at the same time, by we're up until 2019. Inhumans is now 2020. No, Inhumans is now November of 19.
Yeah,
I think right.
Yes.
Because of the Spider-Man pushing everything back a little bit. But by the time you get that fresh blood with Black Panther and Captain Marvel and Inhumans, it's okay to say we haven't. Let's assume Iron Man 4 is not happening, right? So we haven't had an Iron Man movie since 2013.
Yeah.
And now it's 2020. It's been 7 years, 8 years. We can do something new with the character,
right?
As opposed to that, again, it's only a few years difference. That backlash of 5 years between Spider-Man, right? And we're gonna have it again, we're gonna have 3 years, right? Because it was 2014 with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, So we only have 3 years between the last iteration of Spidey and the new one.
Well, they're not going to reorigin the character.
No,
they've already kind of said,
which is awesome.
Yeah, which is great. I think they're a little bit done with origin stories in general. Kind of involved full movie origin stories. I don't think they're really into that anymore. So we got any more tweets here?
Yeah, we do. James Hammond is asking us, Hawkeye still looks so dull and out of place in the trailer. Do you reckon Jeremy Renner ever read Matt Fraction's Hawkeye run?
I don't know.
I was gonna say I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree. I also think it's unfair. I mean, it's a couple shots that we get in the trailer of him. And I think with what he read or what he didn't read also, I mean, I think that you're going to have to, it's whatever the direction, the studio, and the director, the writer.
It's driving.
Yeah.
Easy pass in New York at 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
What's up?
I do think that I like to remember the first. I mean, I think that he's they need to make him villain in order to give him screen time. I think that need for doing it was that. But they said are apps all other movies. There would be more of a in this.
Yeah.
So,
again, I think that's the idea that, you're only basing that off of a few shots in the trailer. And, I mean, with that hero shot,
yeah,
he's the most prominent to me.
He is.
Well, I mean, not just because I think his action stance is the coolest, it's also the widest, and, he takes up the most of the screen in that shot. And I'm like, that's badass. Everything about that is cool to me.
Yeah.
I have zero issue with Renner as Clint. I think he had more issues with it than I did.
Yeah,
right?
Like,
he was like, "Oh, be a bad guy, be mindless the whole time."
Yeah.
I mean, there were all those rumors way back when about the part being recast. Or this. I mean, I'm happy the band's back together.
Me too, and I think that the Fraction run is great because it's like him not as an Avenger, right? It's him on his own, like living in a shitty apartment, like can't get his life together. It's great. It's it's fantastic. One of the best comics I've ever read. And I think that if you ever got to see, like, let's say, like a Hawkeye Netflix series, I think that's the perfect basis for it. But you're not going to get that here. This is him as an Avenger, and the thing about it is he had so little screen time. They can't make him like bumbling. He's got to be fucking awesome at his job and do great stuff because he does only have a bow and arrow.
And 12 arrows.
Guys,
I'm out.
I'm a bow and arrow. So I think that they need to make him a badass, and he's got to be doing cool shit every single time he shows up on screen. But yeah, what else we got?
Our good friend from Talking Games, Rob, is saying, Brian, speedball, heart, Bobby, drive safe.
Thank you, Rob.
So it's 10:01. I think you just got let into the floor.
The show floor literally just opened at Pax East.
So.
Yeah, that's really funny, though. That's really cool that they're listening, though. We know that it works, at least.
Right. I was going to say, how do you know he's listening? Oh, yeah, speedball. Yeah. There's no other way.
Speedball, hard. I think we have some more, right?
I think that's all we got right now. Let's double check. We're talking in Java.
Yeah. We're headed to PAX East, and we're going to do a little podcast with the guys there. Rob and Justin are up there. They'll be playing some games. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to see the Giant Bomb panel tonight. And the rest of the weekend, actually, we're just going Friday. And the rest of the weekend, we're going to hang out with our friend Brad. OG, both Talking Comics.
And Fanboy Remix, yeah. If you remember the old days.
Yeah. If you listen to the first 4 episodes of Talking Comics, they were both on it.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, so that's... I mean, if there's no other feedback or questions...
That's all we got right now, yeah.
So I think that's...
I've really enjoyed this because I feel like no time is passing while we're driving. Like we're in Massachusetts now. Great.
So if you guys are in touch with us at Talking Comics on Twitter, Facebook.com/talkingcomics@talkingcomics.com. That's the email address you can send stuff to. My personal Twitter is at Bobby Shortle. Please follow at Movies Talking on Twitter and listen to the podcast. It's one of those things where I'm obviously friends of mine for a very long time, but I listen to the podcast every week, and I'm a big fan of the show, and I think it's really great.
Well, thank you.
So I think if you're into movies, you should definitely listen.
And we're shopping right now. We need some participants. Our second annual fantasy box office league is going to be probably mid to late April. It's up at Movies Talking on Twitter or Talking Movies at TalkingComics.com.
Absolutely. Your personal Twitter at Brian Verderosa.
Correct.
So yeah, that's going to do it for Comics and Coffee for March 2015.
March 6th, 2015.
Thank you guys for starting out your day the nerdy way with us, and we will see you next week.
Take care. Stop broadcast?
Yes.